Welcome back to another windy day out here on the deck. We have some breaking news for you guys, as you probably guessed from the title. A couple pieces of it. The first is going to be that Kash Patel is no longer the interim director of the ATF. He has been replaced, and he is now going to be just full-time director of the FBI. And then additionally, a piece of news came out yesterday that the Department of Justice has created a Second Amendment task force. You guys should see the letter here on your screen. I'll let you guys read through it. It seems like it's going to be a step in the right direction. However, implementation is going to be the key on that one. So I suppose with that, we'll have to wait and see. However, getting back to Kash Patel, again, he was just the interim director, so this really isn't shocking, although it is surprising that this happened quickly, and the man that he's being replaced with is interesting. So it's Dan Driscoll. Dan is from Banner Elk, North Carolina, which I have been to many times in the recent months, as many of you guys know, for Hurricane Helene recovery. And it's the place where, generally speaking, pretty good people come from. So that's a good sign that he is from there. Additionally, I'm almost positive, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost positive he and I actually attended an Army course together in the same class about 15 years ago. I asked a couple of my buddies, they haven't got back to me yet, because again, it's breaking news, but I'm pretty sure after I looked at his picture. He has ran for Congress, so he does have somewhat of a record on the Second Amendment. Everything I could find, just looking him up and looking up his campaign speeches and things like that today, are that he seems pretty pro-Second Amendment. So of course, as we all know, when you get into the swamp, you never know how it's going to work out, but it's better than being anti-Second Amendment and being appointed to this position. And he is currently serving as the Secretary of the Army, which is important. So getting into the politics and the minutia of it a little bit, the director of the ATF position is someone that has to be filled by a Senate-approved candidate. And so that's my opinion anyway. That's why they were that's why they appointed Kash Patel to that position, because Kash Patel was Senate confirmed to be the FBI director, whereas Dan, in this case, he has been Senate confirmed to be the Secretary of the Army. So once you're Senate confirmed, you can fill any Senate confirmed position. So he's going to be going in there, and from what I've seen right now, the news articles that I have read, it seems that he's going to be dual-hatted like Kash was. So apparently he's going to still be the Secretary of the Army and also be the ATF director. Not sure if it's interim as well. We will find out on that one. However, one thing I will say is that I asked a lot of my friends in DC that are at these various agencies, and none of them knew this was coming. So one thing I will say is that President Trump's administration seems to be able to keep a secret pretty well. So that certainly is different than the last administration, I guess we could say. But yeah, that is the news. Not sure if it's good or bad. The one thing I will say is that, again, I've mentioned it before here on the camera, I've met Kash Patel twice and talked about Second Amendment issues with him rather, and he definitely shares the opinions that we do, at least he did. So him not being the acting director anymore, I'm not sure is a good thing. We're just going to have to see what happens with Dan Driscoll taking that position. But that is what we know so far. Just a quick breaking news story letting you guys know. If you guys like these type of breaking news stories, make sure you're following all my socials as always. Make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube and Rumble. Additionally, sign up for the email list so that way the algorithm, I can actually get around it. So if you sign up for the email list here, it'll get you put on 2 lists. It'll get you put on one that goes out once a month. It has all my videos since the previous month's email went out, so that way there's no big tech giant censoring you from my content. Additionally, it'll get you put on the daily deals email, where it goes out every day, has some great deals in there on guns, gear, optics, ammo, etc., which are becoming harder to find in recent weeks. But anyway, it'll get you put on that list. You can also sign up for our SMS list at the website here. That goes out as at most once a day, but usually not even every day, and it goes straight into your cell phone. So that way, once again, we get around the algorithm. If a new video drops, I'll text it out and let everybody know. And let me know what your thoughts are on this switch down below. I'll be interested to hear, because again, nobody knew about this at all until a couple hours ago. So it's definitely breaking news and wasn't leaked at all. So it'll be interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video.